Hello friends, it's Kristen or Krusty if you prefer to call me that, that is fine. For today's video, I am participating in Bingo of Shame. So Bingo of Shame was created by DW at Dubs Beauty Diary and Andy. At Andy, oh my gosh, I forgot her last name of her channel, but I will have it listed, I'm so sorry. So they have YouTube channels, but it's also an Instagram project as well, so you can participate over there. So they pick a palette every month and do a bingo of shame. So it's basically palette bingo. If you don't have the palette, you can still participate. You just pick similar shades, dupe the vibe is what DW says. So the palette this month for Bingo of Shame was Born to Run by Urban Decay. I don't have that, but I decided on Haunted Europe by Nomad. I felt like it had a lot of similar shades, similar vibes, so I picked that one. Some other participants do is they do bingo numbers and then look at the palette that was chosen. Even if they don't have it, they'll kind of look at that and find shades in other palettes that are similar. That's very creative. That's very motivated. I'm not sure if I am that creative or motivated to do that. So if you guys want to participate, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You can do it on Instagram as well and just post your look. It's posted the 16th of every month. You don't necessarily have to do it that day. I'm doing it that day because life this week. I had planned to do it the last 2 days and just didn't. So I am doing it on the day of. But it's really cool. There is like a ton of different people involved from all over the world, lots of good ideas, lots of beautiful looks, lots of support and positivity. So I'm really glad that I asked to join. So what I did is I just reached out to DW on Instagram and said, hey, I want to participate. And she was like, cool. And she added me to the group chat over on Instagram. So if you guys want to participate and be a part of it, that's just ask to join. It's super easy. And then when you post either your pictures on Instagram or your video or your videos here on YouTube, you just hashtag Bingo of Shame and tag DW and Andy. So I already picked my numbers. So the Haunted Europe is an 18 color palette. It's early, guys. So I picked 5 numbers. You can pick between 5 and 10. I am not that creative. Some of these creators are amazing, can do 10 colors. I'm not that risky. And I have small eyelids. That's gonna be my excuse. I have small eyelids. I can put 10 shades on these tiny ass eyelids. So I already did a random number generator with my 5 numbers. Kind of hard to see, but all right. So we got number 8. So number 8 is this orange here, which is Frankenstein. And then number 15, so 8, this purple right here. And that is Krampus. Where'd all my color? Or my magic erasers, that's what I use. And then we have number 7, which is Boogeyman, which is this one right here. And number 5, which is a Ghost River, which is that one up here. Got a little chunk in there. And then we have number 12, which is Count Dracula, which is this brown right here. All right, so I feel like we got a fairly cohesive color story. Very warm leaning, probably not something I would pick out for myself, a little bit on like the neutral side, but that's okay. I can work with it. So, all right, I will put that away. So I think I'm gonna start with the darker brown, which was Count Dracula. I'm thinking maybe we'll try to do a halo eye. I'm gonna do a smaller packing brush, do it on my outer and inner corners, just not very far in. Okay, so that's where we are so far. And then I'm gonna take a fluffier brush and go into Ghost River, which is a lighter brown beige shade, and do it kind of in my crease and above. Since I do have hooded eyes, I like to try to do it just above my crease as well. That way, you might actually see it. I love Nomad shadows. They're just so easy to work with. And then I'm going to go in with kind of a flat brush and go into Frankenstein. I'm going to do that on my lower lash line. I think this is one of the first Nomad palettes I bought. I have 12 now. But I think this is one, maybe not. I don't remember. It's been a while. I've been collecting for a minute. But I've definitely had it for a while. I don't know if they still make this. I think this has been discontinued. I'm trying to think. I really like how these two browns have melted together. So I'm like, I don't want to mess with it, but like, I also want to do something more. So I'm going to try with that same flat. I'm going to kind of put it in my crease, but just the outer part, and kind of make a little bit of a V, kind of in between the two browns. So just to give it a little extra something, a little extra color, because it is kind of a dark neutral color story. So that actually worked really well. I wasn't sure. I figured the orange was like warm toned enough that it would fit in okay, but I wasn't sure. But that's the fun, I think, really, of doing like palette bingos, is that you do things that you might not consider. And a lot of times I felt like it's turned out really well for me. It might not have been my favorite, but I usually still like it, and I feel inspired because it's not something I would have come up with myself. So feeling inspired, I really like that. And that's part of the reason I like to do makeup, especially eyeshadow, is just to have some fun and to be creative. It's not necessarily because I need to look dolled up all the time, because my local grocery store will tell you I do not look dolled up all the time. We're going to go into Krampus, which is that purple, and try to do it just on like the inner part of the two brown that I've first laid down. So like the outer part of what's left on my eyelid that's not covered. I have no idea if that made sense. It didn't really make sense to me, so if it didn't make sense to you, that's okay. Usually when I do this, I have a very hard time leaving a little bit in the middle, which is my plan, because like I said, I just have very small eyelids, so I don't have a lot of space to work with. But it usually still turns out okay, because what I pick for the middle shade, it still can stand out. I'm just going to go on the other side of that brush, going into Boogeyman. I might actually, you know what, I'm going to use my finger actually, since I'm just placing it right there. Sometimes it's hard to use my fingers on my eyelids because small eyelids. But I'm just going to use pointer finger and just tap in the middle. Because what tends to happen is I try to kind of blend it in so it's not, you know, just a stark contrast, and I end up going all over my eyelid because I don't have a lot of room, and I don't think they're particularly super chubby fingers. I think I have like normal size fingers, but compared to my eyelids, they're big, and I'm clumsy, so I end up like going places I don't mean to. Throw on some mascara and we are ready. Okay. All right, guys, so this is my finished look with my first Bingo Shame. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a part of this group, to do this project. It's super fun. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I hope you, if you're into doing makeup and kind of into palette bingos and stuff like that, I hope you join. And even if you're not personally into doing it for yourself, maybe you enjoy watching and seeing the looks people come up with color stories that are just randomly picked. Or maybe you're just not interested at all and you're not even watching this. So that's okay too. I don't fault you. We all have our preferences. But if you did like this, please check out the other ladies on Instagram and on YouTube, hashtag Bingo Shame. And of course, I will have DW and Andy tagged. And I think that's it. But look for us on the 16th of every month. That's when we post. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. And hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys.